はーい。久方ぶりです。なんつって。リバース1999やっていきたいと思います。最近もうリバース再熱欲がすごくって、もうやりたくてしょうがなかった。
These people next door are really noisy. Could you please tell them to quiet down?
買った。やりたくてしょうがなかった。もう毎日最近ね、19時が楽しみで。かわいいイラスト。かわいい。そう、カカニアが好きなんですけど、なんか気づかないうちにカカニアめっちゃ重要人物になってないって思って知らん間に。私カカニアめっちゃ好きでガチャ引きたかったんですよ。その時、リバース休止してて、で、気づいたらカカニア実装されてて、しかもカカニアめっちゃ7章とか、めっちゃなんか重要人物になってないって後から気づいて、やっとけばよかったーってめっちゃ後悔してるんですけど、もうこの後悔を今から取り返そうと思います。やっとの贈り物。これでカカニアもらえないかな。それぐらいしかもらえないか。じゃあ、トゥースフェアリー欲しいかな。3体も？じゃあ、この獣は結構持ってるので。もうね、欲しいのはね、1000メルワイスなんですよ。今、岩の本源が少ないので、岩欲しいんですよね。で、今、ダイヤとか、お金が足りないので、今、メディスンポテトを育成してるんですけど、お金が足りなくて。なんか他の子もね、イゾルテとか、あと、サザビーも、よく使う子は、この三角3つにしたいなと思っております。では早速やっていこうって言っても、ここじゃないよ。これじゃないよ。ここから始まるんだよ。やっていきましょう。
Mama, I have a question. Why don't people like the irrational numbers?
Do you feel the same about them, 37?
ママ美しい。
Maybe a little?
今のままでも十分ロリなのに、さらにロリの 37？ やばい。ロリコーになっちゃう。
I can count to 3 and to 17, but I can never count to something like 0.0100100001000001, let alone use it in calculations.
かわいい。
Non-repeating decimals would make a mess of the results, and I can't keep the equations as
か
simple
わ
and
いい。
elegant as I want.
めっちゃかわいい。実装してくれ。
But your favorite?
でママも実装してほしい。
The ratio of its circumference to diameter is also an irrational number, is it not?
ママ
Pi is special. I know how it was found and what it represents, so I trust it
で
to
も
use
正
it
直
in my
彼ら
calculations.
彼女らが話してること全くわからないです。
Logarithm 2 and root 2.
私は算数すらできないので。
But not many irrational numbers of this convenient to work with. Some have no patterns, no simplest forms, and no end. I can't work out their digits, write them out, or calculate them. Not only are they impossible to pinpoint on the number axis, but there's an infinite amount of these irrational numbers. What's so funny, Mama?
You're a clever, silly goose, my dear. You don't dislike them, you just don't understand them enough. Take our old friend Root 2, for instance.
もうね、彼女なんか話してる
The
ことは全くわかり
irrationality
ま
of
せん
this。number can be proven through basic arithmetic, as it cannot be expressed as an irreducible fraction of
こん
integers
なシナリオ
a
全然書けないよ。
A simple proof by contradiction is enough, with no knowledge of irrational numbers required. The presence of root 2 is prevalent in nature, and it is particularly noticeable along the diagonals of a square. This means...
Oh, I know!
ちょっと音量上げました。
This means the system built solely on the ratio of
前回
integers
もちょっ
was
と音小さ
flawed.
かったからね。
Yes, root 2 is simple, elegant, and one of the greatest discoveries in mathematics. It showed the existence of infinite incommensurable numbers, with root 2 being the most obvious one to find.
これ分かってる人他にいるの？
This was
Player.
how the tower of old ideas crumbled, paving the way for revolutionary breakthroughs that catapulted mathematical analysis into uncharted frontiers. We discovered a kingdom beyond our traditional methods, one that's immeasurable, incommensurable, and inexhaustible. And the key to its gates is hidden in plain sight, in the diagonal of a square.
A kingdom of irrationality. I see now, Mama. We are not all-knowing beings. There will always be numbers beyond our awareness, such as the nature of irrational numbers. So, if we get to know the irrational numbers better, we can be friends with them too. But you haven't told me why people on the island hate them. Mama?
You're awake.
Sophia? How long was I out?
You've been in a coma for a week. No, stop! You're not well yet!
There's no time. I have to find 6. I have to tell them now. Our circle has been broken.
Now we've learned some manners in a Payron, haven't we? Namely, to abstain from beans? Never. Oh, it's been so long since we last... We should have... Indeed. Did the trees not bear fruit after the horn? Does the lighting of a... It's human nature. It was a time of... The flower represents, aside from nature, as time went on. But it's not their physical objects are just... And you...
Eee! 大丈夫かな?
Nothing's happening.
Miss Virgin, your attention, please. This is a public inquiry, and your answer determines the fate of you and your friends. There will be a vote on your punishment, considering the leak of the island's coordinates and the damages caused by you and Manus Vindictae. Yet, in the past 2 hours, you've looked at your watch 10 times. Forgive me for being blunt. What could possibly bother you more than your sentence?
My apologies.
Let her look, 888. Doesn't it occur to you that time is also in the form of numbers? Perhaps she's waiting for her lucky number to come. Besides, what conclusions have the good people here made? We were brought together in this great hall today, for misfortunes have struck us in the past week. Manus followers were found dead in our sacred place, the Gorgon current was cut off, and a human army has invaded our land. There are also the territorial disputes, the threats from external powers, and the conflicts between our guests. As you can see, our guests have brought us quite the unexpected gifts. They will give us their explanations. But whose words should we trust? Those of the Foundation or Manus Vindictae?
I swear on the stone of truth that I have no knowledge of the League. We never gave any information to the humans. As we speak, the St. Pavlov Foundation is taking measures to mediate the territorial disputes from outside the island.
But you did report everything here to the Foundation. And you don't know what they did with the information, do you?
Right.
A questionable defense. A doubtful explanation. Why should we trust her? We all know that the Foundation is closely associated with the humans. They are the false friends of the Arcanists, with their crocodile tears and broken vows. While many may have changed over time, their nefarious human taint lingers. Besides, why should we seek collaboration and assistance from an organization that's 7 years behind us on the study of the emanation? But rush not, brothers and sisters. The moment of decision has not yet arrived. Let's give our old friend Manus Vindictae a fair and equal hearing before casting our pebbles into the pot. Indeed. The Foundation's understanding of the emanation is 7 years behind ours. However, our Manus friends here are unable to speak at all, let alone understand complex mathematical principles. Please enlighten us, Miss Arcana. Why were swaths of your followers found dead at the door of our sacred place? Did our math lessons drive them to madness, causing them to bash their heads against the gates of truth like martyrs?
So it would seem.
What?
One must confess that our followers were ill-prepared to take on the wisdom of the island.
ドロドロしたやつ
But
な
we did come seek mutual development with sincerity. I trust you are aware of the assistance we have provided over the years in this world of matters, which you, though reluctantly, relied upon. As to this debate, I was once told a story that now seems fitting to recount.
Pray, share with us.
Thank you kindly. 'Tis the story of the Circle. A young artist told it to me before I arrived on this island. In the ancient past, amid a world of primitive instincts and ignorance, the first intelligent mind awakened. Overwhelmed by the enormity of nature and dismayed by its own insignificance, the creature was shaken to its core. In an act of defiance, it drew a magic circle, shielding its powerless self from the formidable world beyond. This was the first magic, when the primitive man mastered the pneuma within and wielded it against the relentless forces of nature. In that process, man hath gained a deeper understanding of the boundaries and limitations of its power. This is the tale of the first circle. The circle shielded us, and its protection benefits thee to this day. What I find intriguing in this story, man hath established its existence, recognized its boundaries, and learned the purpose of life, all by relying upon this very circle.
$37.
What's wrong, 37?
The island. Our island has fallen ill.
Ah! What is going on? Is that a hailstorm?
何事ですか?
No. I don't think so. Those are Abraxases falling from the sky.
何? 重要な地獄.
It's the storm.
The storm of this era is here.
ストームが来るよー。
Miss Burton, did you just say the emanation has happened? Just now?
More precisely, its 24-hour countdown has begun. There's always a buffer period before the storm, during which the storm syndrome gradually spreads from the critical point across the globe. The symptoms are different every time, and we have yet to discern a pattern. With the help of Laplace Scientific Computing Center, the best we can do now is to send a 24-hour warning prior to the storm. Another minute has passed.
Please remain seated, everyone. We are still in the middle of a vote. The emanation holds no influence on this island. The discussion must continue until a satisfactory conclusion is reached. No other subjects shall be brought up until then. Come here, 37. Can someone please bring her a blanket? "42, go with Sophia and check on those abraxases."
Ah, good news. Good news indeed. We are freed from the pain of choosing whom to blame, are we not?
What?
The emanation is coming. The tides of Numa will pour from above and wash away all trivialities. By then, human intruders and the international powers of this era, along with the turmoil they brought, will all be dissolved and poured into the ditches like gunk. And we will regain our shores and return to the study of essence and forms.
No, it's different this time. The island has fallen ill. It's getting bloated, stagnant, and sluggish, drifting into the world of matters where ignorance reigns. Soon, the tides of Numa will wash over us, sweeping away the fragments of the phenomenal world.
What did you say? In other words, we will all be taken by the emanation? This.
理解が早い信者。
This is unthinkable! "37, you just woke up from a coma. You're not well.
あ、信じないって信者。
Why don't you take another rest?"
No, no time for that. I'm here to warn you. Apeiron is gone. I can no longer sense it. This has never happened before.
Why are you so surprised, 37? You should know the reason of its alienation. You brought outsiders to the sacred place. You betrayed the scripture's teachings. and angered a Puron. Of course, I may have jumped to this accusation, as Manus Vindicte also intruded our sacred place without permission. People, as of now, there's no proof that the emanation will influence the island. 37's account is lacking. And we are still plagued by suspicions, accusations, and the damages done to our home. We are to proceed with the hearing and reach a final verdict on both the Foundation and Manus Vindicte.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I shouldn't have intruded the Hall of Truth, but...
Sophia, weren't you and 42 checking on the Abraxases? What is the matter?
The Abraxases don't look right. Their beaks, no, their entire heads are melting into oil paints. And 42, we were on the beach, suddenly he...
Wow, 大変だ。
Now I see! It finally all makes sense! There never was the truth, nor the transcendental! Everything is a lie! Nothing but shadows on walls, flickers of fire and fragments of reality! No one will survive the oblivion! The island will be destroyed amid its conflict!
Is that the storm syndrome?
ゲームが
What'd
重
you do
い。
to your face?
ゲームが重い。ストーム症候群だ。
888, stop conversing with him. We must subdue him. Now.
Game ゲームが重いな。でも他に何か消すものがない。
Let's have a party then! Neo-Science Exorcism Office! Action! Neo-Science Exorcism Office! Action!
Пожалуйста, пропустите меня.
Wow! So many things that I haven't seen!
まずはバフ。
Easy
で、バ
that!
フ。
What's this?
有利。
Guys, Lily! I tripled the ingredients this time! Oh, there's a bubble!
このさ、出血がめっちゃやばいんだよね。
Bodyguard! Where are the bodyguards? Copy that! It could be found. Given that... Thunder Talisman! Scientific version!
出血が起こらないうちに早く倒したいところ。
Intercept and divide!
回復したい。回復したい。
What's that? Easy lah! Copy that! Thunder Talisman! Scientific version! Crackers and fireworks!
やば、死ぬ。
Chocolate check! 保鲜纸 check! What's this? It could be found.
陰森森，黑媽媽，仔得是命是暗，真係好得人驚啊
！Time to check my calculations.
鳥が怖いんじゃ。死ぬ。
The final demonstration. What's that? Welcome to the world of numbers. Thunder, to me! It seems to be mixed up.
あー、やばい、間に合うかな。あー、間に合わなかった。武装解除された。やば。あ、でもこれでいけるでしょ。足がめっちゃしびれちゃった。
梗係我捉你，唔係你捉我啊！
ストーム症候群が。
He has the storm syndrome. Please, listen everyone. 37 is right. Something's changed on this island. Your immunity to the emanation has been weakened.
How? That's never happened in the last 8 times.
A feeble induction, my friend. Just because you've never seen a purple cow doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Must we talk of logic now? RT2 has literally been emanated.
First the army, then the emanation. Everything's been falling apart since the outsiders arrived on this island. The Foundation and Manus Vindicte. One of them must answer for this.
そうですね。
Then you should also ask 37 and number 0 what they've done in the sacred place to anger Apeiron so much.
Hi.
No, 37 didn't cause this. I told you, it was Manus Vindicte. They broke the peace agreement and launched suicide attacks. They forced their way into the cave.
You and them are equally responsible on this matter. They at least paid with their lives. What about you? You claim that 42's abnormality was caused by the emanation. But how are we to believe that it isn't, in fact, the work of your arcane skills? As we went through your belongings this vet, we found a golden sampling device. Enlighten us. What exactly is the Foundation looking for here?
That's...
Good, Vertin, good. Let the confrontations be louder and the struggles be harder. I wonder what shall come of this.
Silence. The debate will end now. Since we were unable to come to an agreement, further discussion is pointless. There are more pressing matters to attend to. This will be the end of the assembly, and my decision will be the final ruling. I demand that both parties leave this island at once.
どうするったって。 6が言うことなら受け入れた方が。
I respectfully accept your verdict.
My choice matches that of Burton's. But may I ask for one small doubt to be dispelled? Miss Verton and I will depart ere long. Do you truly not desire aid from us?
You're kind to ask, miss. It is true that our circle has been disturbed, but we see it as a mere turbulence of the phenomenal world. He who holds the compass decides the circle. This will not shift the center of our focus, nor change the shape of our beliefs. Medin Hagan.
おお、やっぱ6ってすげ
Past
え。
the storm syndrome with an arcane skill. I never thought it would be possible.
The light of intelligence has cleansed 42 of confusion. It is also what the island needs.
ティア
The
表も
incident will
高
be
かったから
properly
な、
handled,
6は。
and my ruling stays unchanged.
ティア表を見ました。私の推しがすごく低かった
I。expect your words to be matched by actions, Miss Arcana.
Certainly. It was a fair and just decision. If only one could depart amidst such unfavorable weather. I presume Miss Verton will also
ダダを
appreciate
こねる
more
な。
time to prepare for the journey. What sayest thou?
The hourglass empties in 2 hours. Please leave before that.
2時間。2時間で支度をして帰りなさいと
Thank。you for your thoughtful consideration.
Lastly, I would like to share a story. To conclude today's meeting and respond to Miss Arcana's tale.
I am most honored.
I too have heard the story of the first circle, but in my version, more followed. The first of man were intimidated by the enormity of nature and constantly tried to defy and escape it. Our ancestors, however, had the opposite reaction. They found solace in nature, which welcomed them with a nourishing embrace, sharing its vastness and sublimity without reservation. It was the perfect harmony, the moment the circle ceased to represent confrontation and avoidance. As we bathed in Apollo's illumination and wandered the tranquil shores, our souls resonated, and we were lifted to a higher wisdom. This was how we conquered our fears, emerged from ignorance, and allowed ourselves to indulge on the essence and forms. This was the rise of the classic man. May you all be blessed with the courage for reconciliation, the determination for peace, and the devotion to nature. Qualities no less noble than caution and defiance. You may all leave now.
Just a moment. I will fix our circle. 888 was right. I have enraged a Peron. I am responsible. I will go back to the sacred place, pass its test, and ask it to share the divine light of Gnosis so we can learn the truth about the essence. I will make up for what I've done. I promise.
It has been 300 years since the last challenger had their success in the cave. 37. Are you aware that we have other means to cleanse the island, even if you don't bring the matter to a Peron?
Yes, I'm aware.
Then are you aware of the price you will pay should you fail its test?
Yes, I am.
Then you shall have my blessing.
Mm-hmm. あー、久しぶりにみんなと会えるよ。本編でみんなと会うの久しぶりすぎる。
The headquarters has issued a notice. The critical point of the storm is in Vienna.
B.
This type of storm syndrome involves a bodily transformation into oil paintings, primarily affecting the face, but sometimes spreading to the torso. It is often accompanied by delirium and an intense obsession with war. Like the storm of 1929, it was accelerated by social upheavals resulting from the constant tensions Manus Vindictae created between nations.
This era.
This is absurd! We went through all that trouble, sweated our guts out, and finally got to a place where the storm can be kept out. But now you're telling me that immunity is going to disappear like a fart in the wind. I was planning to stay here for a while. There might be alchemic materials and pieces of books the Abraxas has left behind from their mills. Oh, now that is frustrating, mate! Such is the nature of Arcanum.
The immunity hasn't disappeared. It's just waning. For now, only the beach has lost the effect. We're still safe around the Hall of Apiran.
But there's no guarantee that we'll be safe here forever, right? Reminds me of Xeno's survival test.
Sinetto and I talked about this. We think the island is protected by a large-scale arcane ritual. The sudden decay of the island's storm immunity might be the result of its changes, though I'm unsure of the specifics.
Those people are doing something about it, right? That leader with the rockstar hair, shouldn't he be taking action by now?
Six has gathered all integers after the assembly. They're going to perform a mass cleansing ceremony. 37 also mentioned a test. I think they have more than one way to deal with the changes.
To the best of this apple's knowledge, secluded pure-blood arcanist groups often have rituals that they keep to themselves. These islanders impart truths based on intellect and rationality, yet their doctrines are highly religious. Perhaps their arcane skills are passed down in a religious manner.
Oh, very mysterious, very arcane. I hope they're not all huddled together doing a math at a time like this. And I'm more worried about us, Capitan. Arcana asked for more time for both sides to withdraw, didn't she?
Yes. Six gave us 2 hours to leave. That is to say... We must set out when the storm countdown reaches 2000.
And before that, the stone bangle on your wrist still works, right?
Yes. I can feel it. It would scold me whenever I thought about going to war with them.
Huh, I see. So we only have 2 hours for the plan.
Plan? What plan? Aren't we sneaking away from all this?
Sorry, Regulus. Your accommodation was a long way from ours, so we haven't given you the latest updates. To put it simply...
Where are you going?
Uh, 37,
We're discussing how to leave this place, 37.
Precisely. I was just about to say, your chief wants us gone in a jiffy, but we don't even have a piece of wood to sail with. Vertin is sizing us up to see if we can fit in her suitcase. She's going to swim across the Aegean Sea using her tiny arms. Right, Vertin?
Right.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Then you must leave from the north side of the beach. Jump off the cliff there and head south. The cliff is on the tangent line of the Hall of Epiron, which is a good sign for your journey. I will show you where to jump, but you'll have to wait till Vertin and I return.
Me? Where are we going?
What kind of question is that? The only place worth going. You're the one and only Zero. We'll go see Epiron together.
Aren't you going to look for 37? You took such good care of her while she was in a coma.
この人下乳見えてない？今更だけど。そんな無粋なことを言ってはいけないんですけれども、まあ、ここの島の人たちって結構布一辺倒の服を着ているので、まあ下乳が見えてもしょうがないか。くびれも見えてるしな。
All I can do is pray for her, for I have no adequate knowledge or power to assist her. As ever.
Perhaps you needn't worry so much. 37 is the one favored by truth. She will be fine.
I know. It's just... She is also of mortal flesh. She could get hurt. bleed or die. You haven't been with us for long, Madam Martyr. A Peyron and its test might be new to you. Here on this island, we spent years theorizing, proving, and constructing models
ちょっと待って、マーサー
based on our mortal
お前ここで
comprehension,
何してんだ
defining the boundaries of what man is
あ
capable
れ
of
この人って
understanding.
見たことあるっけ前回
But
あ
when
れ
it
この
comes
人
to the
こ
essence
こで何してる
and forms, we are unable to make any definitive statements.
違う
So
か
we humbly approach the temple
ち
and
違う
inquire
私
about
の
the
思い違いだったら
correctness
すいません
of our beliefs. And our answer is delivered as a yes or no, reverberating in the form of echoes.
Is that the submission of proof Six mentioned before?
Validating one's essence and soul with a number, and verifying the authenticity of one's claims are simple feats for us. But a Peyron's test is different. Those who succeed will obtain the transcendental truth. Those who fail will pay a terrible price. Everything has its limits and boundaries. Those who overstep their bounds will only court their own misfortune. We must respect and be wary of our limits, so our souls will be adequate for our bodies, and all things be refrained from excess. The boundless, limitless, and infinity are not of our realm to tread. They belong only to ancient beings that we cannot utter. We can only stand in awe, offering our admiration, humility, and reverence. Now 37 is going to knock on its door and ask to be indulged with the transcendental truth. But if she fails, if she can't bear the weight of the boundless infinity, I wish I knew a better way, or could even do it in her place.
Sophia, そんな
But
ことは
only she can do it. It has to be her. 37.
37なら大丈夫だよ
I'm sure this is the perfect solution to finally put an end to all our problems. If I pass the test, a Peyron will grant me the answer to one question. It can be any question I don't have an answer to, even about the essence and everything. At least that's what Mama told me. I just have to choose the right question to ask, and we will be rid of all the troubles, whether it be the emanation, the turmoil of the phenomenal world, or the dangers threatening the island. All will be gone. I have Six's blessing. He agrees with me. So, Vertin...
Not so fast. You can't just steal away our helmswoman like that. This thing, it's too good to be without any risks, don't you think? What if Vertin doesn't make it back, huh? Who's going to swim us across the sea then?
It could be risky, but not for Vertin, only for me. 0 multiplied by any number will still be 0. And we have validated that proof.
Well, that's not good enough for this pirate. Besides, Vertin doesn't seem like a 0 to me.
It's okay, Regulus. I think I'll be safe there. But 37, isn't this a sacred test for your people? I've never taken the oath. I'm not one of you.
That does not matter, Vertin. But you must know that once we enter the temple, we cannot turn back. The path to the truth is a one-way road. Our last visit was interrupted, remember? You didn't get to ask your question, and I didn't get my answer. And now, I don't need to ask my question anymore. You and your friends were right, Vertin. The discord in the phenomenal world does have an effect on essence and forms. No one can argue against this when facing the emanation. But there's more I'd like to know, and I believe you feel the same. I will tell Six that you're coming with me. I will tell everyone and persuade them, because this is the right thing to do.
Go, Timekeeper. While you're out, Lilia and I will ready us for evacuation.
We will liaise with the Foundation from here.
Thank you both. I'm ready. Before we go, 37, I have a question.
Hmm?
はあ、はあ、はあ、はあ。皆さん、生きてますか？生きてますか、この配信。生きてますか？大丈夫かな？
You're back.
戻ってきたよ。
Of course you are. Because this place is the origin.
Ah, 重い。うわー、どうしよう。重いかな。いや、今までこんなことなかったんですけどね。リバースなんてそんなに重いゲームでもないのに、完全フリーズという、パソコンが完全にフリーズするという現象に見舞われました。恐ろしいことですね。
The headquarters has it. Like
ち
the
ょっ
storm.
と
This is absurd.
飛ばし気味で行きつつ、バンジーを持って私の体を動かないようにしてあります。なぜこんなに上目遣いでいるのかは、アヘ顔でいるのかはわかりませんが、
We must set out when the storm.
And before that,
Yes.
いやー、恐ろしいですね。これは。もうフリーズしないでほしい。怖い。もうパソコンのフリーズが一番怖い。
Where are you going?
We're discussing how to.
Chris Vertin is sizing us up.
Right.
Then you must leave from the
パソコンのフリーズが一番怖いからね。
The only place worth going.
怖かったー。
Aren't you You took such good care.
I don't know. She's going back to the cave. All as ever.
Perhaps 37 is the one.
I know. She is also of more. You have here on this, but when it comes, and our answer is to.
Is that the
valid? But those who fail. Those who we must the boundless. Now 37 is going to.
でももう4話も終わりぐらいのところだったからいけるんじゃないかなと思うよ。大丈夫だと思う。
I have Six's blessing.
This thing?
And we have validated.
Well, that's not good.
It's over 37.
That does not matter. But our lot, and now you. But there's more. I will tell Six that you're.
Go, timekeeper.
We will liaise with the
Thank you. Before we go.
こっからだ。
You just said that a Piran will grant an answer to whoever passes the test.
こっから
Will
で
it
す。
answer my question? If I asked for a way to become immune to the storm.
ストームの免疫を得る方法っていうよりもストームを消す方法とかの方がいいんじゃないか。ああ、一言で終わってしまった。ここまで待ってほしかった。ストームが来るまであと22時間。
Damn, you narcissistic, fat-headed, humanocentrist freaks! You are the crazy ones, and I will prove myself right!
Seriously! Can someone please bring Matthew back to the rehab center? That mask has made him crazy!
Any progress?
Lucy.
Not much. We've called all the experts here, but so far it's been a waste of time. Not even a bodily reaction when reciting the text. It doesn't belong to any known language, nor follow any linguistic rules. Many are starting to doubt the accuracy of the incantation. After all, it was copied down by a novice investigator with her arcane skill, not her supervisor.
Miss Marcus, can you confirm that the incantation you dictated was correct? We also learned that you witnessed a visual recording of Arcana performing her arcane skill, depicted through images recreated by a pure-blooded arcanist. Is that right?
Yes, to be precise, I saw it in the memories of Isolde, a former member of Manus Vindicte, using Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror.
Can you attest to the accuracy of this memory?
I can't say.
Do you deem the reflection of Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror to be accurate, factual, and without misinterpretation?
I'm not sure.
Can you confirm that your arcane skill, Read,
怖いよ、
was
そんな
performed
聞き方したっ
correctly
て。
and provided an unbiased, objective, and flawless interpretation?
I don't know about that either. But I saw it with my own eyes. I heard the chanting. I don't know what language that was, but that's how I heard it, and I've written it down phonetically.
マーカス頑張れ。
Please calm down. We are only verifying the details. The Foundation has dispatched a special operations squad to you in Vienna. Please make sure the 2 other arcanists involved will return to the Foundation with you.
I understood.
イソルテとカカニアをここに連れてこいと。
Is this it?
An ancient miracle,
誰？
a circle of salvation. Euna seco, atuna psycho. An inexplicable incantation transcribed by an arcanist based on what she saw in the memory of another
知らん
arcanist
人出てきた。
created by yet another arcanist.
ワクワクする。この
That's
武
as
将髭。
convoluted as a
エ
dream
ニグ
within
マ
a。dream within a dream. To think they wanted an
いい名
objective
前だ。
restoration. I mean, if Gnosis is so reliable and can really cross-check not only once but 4 times, it should have long replaced science by now.
武将髭のいい男やねんか。
With this level of uncertainty, we might have better luck asking typewriter monkeys to randomly give
し
us
かも
the
いいこ
answer
と言
to
って
the
くれるや
storm
ねえか。
immunity.
Adler? Why are
ハ
you
ド
here?
ラー？君は解読班のリストにあったね。
I requested his participation on the cryptography team. He is a human, but he excels in the field of cryptography.
人間。
But
アルカニストじゃないんだ。
and why can't I be here? Is it because Greta Hoffman's my sister?
ホフマン。
And is this what a respectable and honorable member of the Foundation gave her life to retrieve? Is this the ritual she died for? Oh, right. It wasn't even her who retrieved the ritual. It was a student.
あ
You are not currently on the official roster. You can leave at any time.
Leave? Why should I leave? Ich habe jedes Recht zu wissen, wofür meine Schwester gestorben ist. Nun gut, Leute, an die Arbeit. Lasst uns dieses große Rätsel entschlüsseln und sehen,
ホ
was
フマ
es
ンっ
uns
て亡く
bringen
なっ
wird.
たんだっけ？ちょっと
Erlösung
前
oder
の
Zerstörung?
ストーリーだったからちょっと思い出せないけど。
Return to your stations, please. Let us not dismiss its credibility until we have exhausted every possibility. Also, add Adler Hoffman into the cryptography team roster.
Storm Observation and Research Center. Noted. I will make sure Miss Lucy is aware of that.
What is the matter?
It's a call from the rehab center about the previous study on the Manus mask. Ma'am, I think you should go see this in person.
Very good, Matthew. Now tell us, what did you hear?
Voices. Those voices. The inaudible murmurs, the frightening whispers, they worm into my ears. I told you before. I wrote about this before, but you just missed the mesmeric episodes.
Did you put on the mask?
Yes. How else would I know that I was right? And now I know. I've never ever heard them so clearly. They are screaming inside my head. They're temptations. They're promises. I just have to let go of my brain. Can you hear it? The benevolent mother is speaking. How? I can write the ultimate paper.
Who is this mother?
No, I can't say anymore. They see me. They've come for me. Kill me. Kill me now.
ああ、恐ろしい。ああ、恐ろしい。
Suspend all research on the madness mask at once. Its dangers far outweigh the potential benefits. Seal away all equipment and share only a controlled account of the incident with others. We cannot afford to have another researcher try on the mask again. Now, clean this up.
ラジャー。
Another dead end.
ああ、岩本源持ってないんだよな。見て、この中に岩の本源が全然いないの。洞察2のレベル50で足りるか？これしかいないのよ。
Competition first, burning second.
いける？これで。
A sword shot. I believe in you. So long lives this, and this gives power to thee.
いけるかな？攻撃力的にはいけそうだ。ああ、でもトントンだな、うちら。うちらトントンですね。
The puppy agreed with your decision.
I believe in you.
Did anybody get hurt?
Leria sereno intenso ad infinito.
Hey. Oh.
Each moment, now night.
よし。あとこいつ一体だけ。もう、アタック、アタック、アタックで。
Sempre caro mi su quest'ermo cole. Sempre caro mi su quest'ermo cole.
Warning, warning. The puppy is fleeing the scene.
手がかり。手がかり獲得。あ、ホフマン、報告書を読み上げ3秒間の黙祷をしてから作業に戻ってください。はい。じゃあ。うわ、ホフマンの弟だったのか、さっきのエニグマは。そういうことか。総務の研究は一日にしてならず。高慢と変幻。
What is the status of the sampling, Simone? Any updates from the timekeeper?
For the moment, no. The people on the island are still suspicious of the Foundation's motives, so she hasn't had a second chance to collect any samples. But she has called in an hour ago. We were informed that she will return to the cave shortly. She also warned us that the immunity zone on the island appears to be shrinking. The safe zone is not stable. Mom, have you noticed something?
They are unrelated, Simone. The mask and the incantation are indeed related to Manus Vindictae, but they are unrelated to each other. If the account of the Vienna investigator is correct, one cannot help but question. Why would Arcana not simply give the masks to Isolde and her brother?
Investigator Marx's report was highly lacking, making it challenging for us to infer what truly happened.
マーカスを閲読できる人がいれば
The
な。
report is incomplete, but it is all we have for now. She did a good job. I could not have asked for more. We all heard it. An ancient miracle, a circle of salvation. The leader of Manus Vindictae promised a miracle, but the mask is far from it. The mask is a tool of control, designed to identify and enslave the believers. Matthew has demonstrated its effects for us. But this ritual is different.
Do you mean the ritual is more sophisticated than the mask?
Perhaps, but it is not entirely definitive. The investigators in Vienna completed their mission spectacularly, and now Matthew has proven that the mask is useless for our purposes. Its immunity was only a cover for its other functions. And the mask has powerful and irreversible side effects. Even if we find out how it protects the wearer from the storm, we cannot use it on our colleagues. If this incantation is verified to be true, it will be our Promethean fire.
This ritual is useless to us. Save yourself this trouble. We're not getting anywhere with this.
What?
びっくり。
Explain yourself, Adler. What do you mean the ritual is useless? You barely sat down. My coffee's still hot.
I don't need to waste any more time. It's simple logic. The current information is insufficient for cryptographic decryption. We're attempting an exhaustive brute force, comparing every ancient text and record to find the language or corresponding text. It's like looking for a needle in a colossal haystack. Even if we stumble onto a match, none of us can validate such a thing. A breakthrough in this regard is simply not possible.
You can't be serious. And what is the basis of your reasoning? Have you figured out the mechanics behind the ritual?
I didn't need to understand the intricacies of Arcanum to deduce this. It was simple logic.
So you never even tried to understand it with your supposedly superior human reasoning.
喧嘩すんな。
All of our dedication and hard work, just like that. Who the f do you think you are?
それこそ差別だろ。
What?
Matthew was right. You arrogant fools, clueless morons! Get out of my face, you humanocentric narcissist! Go to hell!
おいおいおいおい、差別だろ。
Was this really necessary? I was just sharing my conclusion.
Oh, it was the mask. I should have thought of that. He worked in the same lab as Matthew, and he must have been exposed to the
落ち
mask.
着け落ち着け。ちょっと誰か
But
大
his
人の人
physical
呼んで。
attempts seem fine. Is there an incubation period?
Does he seem fine to you now? Huh? No.
ルーシー呼んで。
Put that down. That's the only Conway Automaton 5 left after the storm.
うわー、やめなさい。
Security! Security! We've got a code red!
まったく。まだここにはいないイゾルデを使うか。
Someone's sword hath not rusted yet.
And now, I belong to this set.
Take thy sword. Duel with someone fair and
パラドッ
square.
クスが起きている。ここにはいないイゾルデの存在がここにある。パラドックスだ。
Bravo. Merci.
I can hear it.
硬っ。
Never hesitate.
硬くないこの人。やべ、回復役がいないときついかこれは。
It is here. Isn't that?
いや、確かにイゾルデの攻撃が効いてるな。やばい、回復役がいないとやばいなこれ。
I can hear it. It is here. A perfect argument. It could be found. Are you irrational numbers? Four is above all.
Eh!
Fair game.
そんなことあってたまるか。回復回復。2世でいいかな。
Пожалуйста, пропустите меня.
It's an honor to meet you. I can hear it.
できるだけイゾルデのウルトを使えるようにしておこう。
Prepare to be drowned.
I can hear it.
Merci, brave.
Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine.
Fight for the unarmed. Ha!
Stop it.
Merci.
A clear vision.
It is here.
Fight for the unarmed.
The turbulence arrives.
Tu peux la jeter maintenant, la charme d'opère.
うわ、強い。怖い。怖いよー。
I can hear it.
Brave.
Crashing with Luca.
The sword is drawn.
Пусть le naufragé течет вместе с водой. That's the direction.
What a tragedy.
Crashing with Luca. Look, an earth suspended river.
Soffoca il sangue. Soffoca il sangue.
Prepare to be drowned.
Dang, dang.
できるだけイゾルデの
The flood is coming. The flood is coming.
I can hear it.
Merci.
Worry not. The direction of fate is decided.
よし、もうすぐだ。これでいけるんじゃない
Will
か。
of gods. Merci, brave. His trumpets sound. The judgment day has come.
よしよしよし。
The curtain.
So, what are the implications for the decryption?
There were no unintended consequences. We were able to control Williams in time, and the Conway Automaton 5 he destroyed wasn't useful to our work anyway.
I am glad you kept the damages to a minimum. Since you are still here, Mr. Ulrich, I take it as a sign that you have more to report?
Williams was merely an accident, ma'am, but Adler is a loose cannon on the team. We need to talk about this. With all due respect, I still don't understand why you put him on the team. He may have made his contributions to Laplace, but that was 8 years ago. Now he's just an irritating defeatist and a staunch supporter of humanocentrism.
差別だぞ。
He never understood the Arcanum, or tried. He's still stuck in the time before the first storm and refuses to acknowledge that his small, beautiful world is gone. How can someone like that help us?
I understand your concern, but I have not heard anything about the incapacitation of Adler Hoffman.
What? He got a few scratches at most. The guy barely touched him.
So he is fine. I am glad we agree. Is there anything else you would like to
素晴らしい
report?
対応力。
His lack of knowledge on Arcanum is exactly why we need him. His human perspective will offer valuable insights on arcane rituals. The results of this study will not only be used to save Arcanists, but also humans who share the same world with us. We are racing against the clock, mister, and your report on personal disputes and racial conflicts has wasted 2 minutes and 37 seconds of our time. If he refuses to cooperate, you have every right to remove him from the team. That is your responsibility. Oh. I am relieved that you survived your altercation. What would you like to report?
I'm fed up with wasting time, ma'am. The setback with the mask has already driven too many people insane. That's why you should take a look at this. I can logically deduce that our current direction is another dead end. The incantation isn't long enough for cryptographic decryption. We will have to turn to ancient records. Perhaps we'll find something in age-old manuscripts, in tablet inscriptions, or in the memories of powerful arcanists. But even if we find it, we can't validate it because none of us can cast the skill. Low-ranking arcanists can't cast high-ranking skills, even if they know the exact pronunciation and meaning of the incantation. Gnosis is beyond reason like that and cannot be debated. It stems from raw intuition rather than logic and intellect, is shaped by personal experience and natural abilities, and cannot be intentionally replicated. And the most determining factor, it relies on the arcanist's purity of blood.
では、テ
The
ィア表
miracle
SS
ritual you
の
hold
ルー
such
シーなら
hopes
ば、
for belongs to the leader of Manus Vindictae, a pure-blooded arcanist whose power is beyond our imagination. It's like asking a toddler to solve Goldbach's conjecture. It's completely beyond the boundaries of our limits.
But you are not an arcanist. Why should you play by their rules? You are right. Arcanists differ due to their purity of blood. Researcher Medicine Pocket has already reported the linear correlation between the bloodline of an arcanist and their abilities, and has drawn a conclusion 10 times more extreme.
Then you should listen. That's their area of expertise.
We know that our cryptographers do not have the power to validate the ritual. And we do not expect you to do that. All I ask of you is to come up with a feasible plan and to do it as a team. Your deduction is logical, but not practical or actionable. So I should return this to you.
What?
Your logic is impressive, Adler, but do not let it limit your thinking. You spoke of the boundaries of arcane power, but logic has its limits too, no? Knowledge can be obtained through various means, such as intuition, logical reasoning, empirical observations, and teachings from others. Your team is not the only one cracking the ritual through their own means. If you fail, we will turn to the others, and if that approach is wrong, we will try another. If no solution is found before the storm, we will simply wait for the next one. What matters is we keep moving forward, no matter the cost. We must keep to the path, or we will be swept away like dust in the rain.
If one team fails, you can still turn to the others. Warum denn? Warum musste es Greta sein?
What?
Forget it. Just a bitter, irrational thought. This marks the end of my efforts. Hopefully, the others will bring you the needed breakthroughs. You've been waiting here for a while. Are you expecting someone? You aren't the type to waste time listening to us whine, so there must be something here worthy of your attention. Is someone close to a breakthrough?
Nothing of the sort. I am recharging. We have a public power outlet here. But I am indeed waiting. The doves of the Whitestone House are here. Good. Someone closer to the limit has given us aid.
これメディスンポテトのやつだろ。アドラからの後、あ、ぶん殴って。いや、メディスンポテトではないか。さっきのめちゃめちゃ怒り狂ったアルカニストか。
Be ever so careful. One, the god. That's easy. Not yet.
Any news from Zeno?
They are moving as planned. The deployment will be complete within 2 hours. What about Arcana?
Same old, standing still on the rock as if she's a part of it. Soaking up the salt in the wind, I guess.
She's found herself a good spot, overlooking all of us from up there. The center of the island where the number people are heading, the entrance to the cave where Vertin and 37 are going, and the beaches in the storm. Nothing escapes her sight.
Impressive! Maybe she's planning her escape.
Is she also going to swim? Huh. It seems like we're in for a swimming competition. Speaking of which, it would be nice if those tortoise slowpokes could swim a little faster.
Look, Sonetto, I understand your plan now. But I still can't shake off a bad feeling about all this.
Don't worry, Regulus. We have gone over this many times. The margin of error should be below 0.00025%. I'm confident that it will work.
I know. Spare me with the numbers. I know I can rely on you. I'm still worried about Vertin. Will she make it back in 2 hours? If she doesn't come back in time, who's going to take charge and guide us? We'll have to steer our own course.
今日は10時くらいで終わることにしようかな。ちょっとフリーズの件もあったので、早めに終わって、パソコンをなでなでしていたわってあげようと思います。
Laplace is gathering every piece of information they can find on the storm. The discovery of the asymmetrical
ただこのペースでいくと7章を一緒に見ていくのはかなり難しいので、自分でも見ながらたびたびまあかいつまんで一緒に配信をして一緒に見ていくみたいな感じにしたいなと思っています。
I don't think she's going to have a lovely time there, judging by what happened to me last time. Is it just me, or do you also find this a bit fishy? The dangers aside, using an answer as a reward? What? Is this deity some sort of answering machine?
In fact, Apeiron is a philosophical concept introduced by the ancient Greek philosopher Anaximander, which means the origin of everything. It is the physical manifestation of the boundless, the indeterminate, and the infinite. Everything arises from it and returns to it. But it appears to serve a more practical purpose for the believers on this island.
Miss Marta told me about this. There are limits to the knowledge one can acquire, even when using numbers, which are considered closest to the essence. But Apeiron is a boundless, limitless existence. If we wish to seek knowledge beyond our own limitations, we must turn to it for help.
To the best of this apple's recollection, the more ancient, abstract, and intangible an entity is, the more likely it possesses arcane powers beyond our fathom. By communing with the supreme existences through sympathetic magic, worshippers could gain the guidance of their transcendental gnosis. They would, of course, exact a price from the worshippers as well.
Price? Could you be more specific on that, Mr. Apple? What's the price? Lives or something else?
Vertin, jump over here.
Very good. Now you are on number 1. And you should jump to 7. This is a 4x4 magic square. You just need to make sure every 4 steps you take adds up to 34.
I don't understand, 37. This place was different the last time we were here.
It has changed because the test has begun. The path to new knowledge is always harder than verifying a known result. Don't worry. This is like a labyrinth with a minotaur. There is always a way to the center.
But weren't those labyrinth walkers offerings to the Minotaur?
Now we're going to solve the magic square. Latin! The next number is 10. Oh no! It turned into a magic circle. We have to calculate again. This one's easy. The sum of the numbers on each circle should be equal to the sum of the numbers on its diameter plus the number in the middle. We're just going from a square to a circle. It's not that difficult. You are now on 32. We need to find 17 or 21.
Careful, 37. The numbers are coming to life. We need to put them back in place.
数字と戦うんですか？どうやって？
Neoscience Exorcism Office, action!
Let's have a party then!
Wait, give me 10 more minutes. Ah,
なんだこれ。
What? White shell, pencil.
Ah! Burton, it's no use attacking 21. Just focus on 9 and 33 instead. Start with the number that has the largest absolute value.
じゃあ33から OK。バフかけてから。
Easy だ。What's this? んがさいリリー。はあ。
It seems to be mixed up. It should be fine, right?
Oh. 回復しちゃうか。
Thunder Talisman Scientific Version.
I know what this is. What's this?
仕留めるには。いや、バフかけてかな。バフかけてこれかな。
This is the gift, well prepared for you. I tripled the ingredients this time. Bodyguard! Tanfo, where are the bodyguards? This is my best formula.
と。
This is my best formula.
Easy だ。
What's that? Typhon won't give up his friends. Neither will Sotheby.
Thunder Talisman Scientific Version.
I tripled the ingredients this time.
Chocolate check.
I know what
check.
this is. Planting.
133黑媽媽睇得是明是暗，真係好得人驚啊！
回復しやがった。
Well prepared for you.
Unconventional choice.
めちゃめちゃ回復するやん。どういうことだ。
It's a tough one, boss. Easy lah.
Pansy.
Thunder, to me.
よしよし。
Now a big shadow to the champion. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal.
Hmm?
I thought the next question would be the Ford Circle, the Monster Group, or Hilbert's Infinite Grand Hotel. I never thought it would be 6. Hello, 6. Are you the real thing?
Yes, I'm the real 6.
なぜここに？
I wouldn't be so sure. When it comes to the essence, we are all shadows cast on a wall by a flickering fire. How do you know you're the real 6? Did you just smile?
6が笑うなんて。
Now I very much doubt that you're real.
I didn't. And I am the true 6. This gate has always been guarded by a 6.
I have a bad feeling about this. I think the question we're about to answer will be very simple.
至ってシンプルなんじゃない？
It's just a formality, isn't it? You'll ask a question and let us through. I've seen you do that on other tests before.
Formality is also important.
No, only the essence is important. Only the forms are important.
This is a question about the essence and forms, 37. Please pay heed to it. As for Miss Verton, we only expect you to lend a patient ear.
Very well.
"37. If your pursuit of truth were to lead to the destruction of your faith and beliefs, would you still keep going?"
What? What kind of question is that? Raindrops never actually fall. They are motionless at the instances of time which
ちょうど10
constitute
時
the
です
falling
ね。
process.
いやー、一時はパソコンがフリーズして、私は完全に私の脳もフリーズしましたが、まあ、一応無事ね、配信は続けられたので、まあ良かったかなと思いつつ、まあ、 だいたい2時間ぐらいにしておきたいね。リバースのものが、配信は。そうなると、もう本当に、だいたい5話ぐらいまでしか進めないけど、それかもうバンバン読み進めていくのは、まあ、さすがに一人でやるときかな。なので、かいつまんで、やっていきたいと思いますので、かいつまんでやっていきます。今後の本編は。で、本編終わって、イベントになったら、イベントの時はちゃんと全部読むみたいな感じにしようかなって考えてるので、それで行こうかなって思います。なので、10時になったので、これで配信を終わりにしたいと思います。明日は、カービィの配信をするよ。カービィの実況をやるよ。なので、カービィの配信もよかったら見てください。よかったらよろしくお願いします。よいしょ。それでは、ありがとうございました。